Tonight our Katha takes us in the place called Kailash. And on Mount Kailash, Bhagwan Shankar and Parvati Devi, they're beautifully seated. As Lord Shiva enjoys the company of Mother Parvati and Mother Parvati enjoys the company of Lord Shiva, there comes a time when, no matter how much we're enjoying each other's company, something happens and it takes away the attention that we share with each other. Maybe some of us we feel sleepy. Maybe some of us we feel hungry. Maybe some of us we have something else to do. In this instance, Lord Shiva, he turns to Mother Parvati and with love in his eyes he speaks. Have you ever had the privilege of speaking to a person, and not only because of what they are saying, but by the way they react to you, you can tell that it is with love? Have you ever had the privilege of communing with a person and you could tell just by the way they speak or look at you that it might be envy or hate? And so Lord Shiva, gazing at Mother Parvati with love in his eyes. Naija, maybe you could gaze at Nadira with some love in your eye this evening. And gazing with love, what happens? Listen, it tells us. Hara Hara Jai Shankar Om Hara Hara. Lord Shiva, he says to Mother Parvati, I'm enjoying your company. But though I'm enjoying your company, the time has come when I must leave, when I must go. And I must go to pray. Have you ever had to leave somebody's company to go maybe to attend the prayers, if not pray yourself? A few days ago, I had the privilege of going to PriceSmart. The news everywhere was that PriceSmart was closed and don't go. So I went to see if it was really closed. And that's how our mind is designed. We always want to confirm what we would have heard, to make sure that what we are hearing is the truth. And as I drove by, PriceSmart was really closed, but the drive-through, the drive-in was open. And so I drove in, though I saw nobody, because you can't turn, you have to drive in and turn. And there was a man who took his mat, and in the middle of the car park, he spread his mat and he was saying his prayers at 6 o'clock in the evening. You're at home in your own privacy, and you're ashamed to take a diya and light it. You're at home in your own privacy, and you're afraid to lift up your hand and to glorify God because somebody will laugh at you. Well, I have news for you. They would laugh at you anyway. Better they laugh at you serving your God, for He is mighty. For to Him we owe all honor and glory. From Him we came and to Him we will return. We see Him and appreciate Him in many different forms. But the reality is, we belong to Him. And so one day we will have to go back to Him. Lord Shiva, who is God, is saying to Mother Parvati, I must go to pray. Hearing this, Mother Parvati smiles and Lord Shiva says, will you accompany me? And Mother Parvati says, no, I will remain here. How much times have you tried to invite your friends and your own family to pray with you or to attend prayers, and they have a bag of excuses why they can't? Isn't it strange? The time when everybody could go to prayers and go to church and go to mosque and go to temple, nobody want to go. And the minute you can't go, you know what happened? All of a sudden, everybody wants to go. Just like PriceSmart, you're told not to go, so you go. So to anything, the mind is programmed in such a way that anything you're told not to do, that is exactly what you do. And so Lord Shiva, uttering to Mother Parvati, she refuses to go. Mother Parvati remains alone on Mount Kailash. Have you ever been home alone? Actually, let me change that question. Have you ever been wishing to be home alone or to have some quiet time alone? While you might be flustered and fed up and aggravated because of the people around you, There are many beings who are lonely and wish that they have somebody to talk to, and wish that they have somebody to listen to them, and wish that somebody could care and show some love and affection. We have beings around us and we act as though we are fed up of them. Actually, there's some of them fed up of us too. But the reality is, while we might have plenty, there are people who have little or nothing. Mother Parvati is left alone on Mount Kailash. And idly as she sits there, Mother Parvati, she begins to think, how unfortunate am I? Had I accompanied my husband to pray, then I would not be alone. And so thinking like this, what will happen? Idly Mother Parvati sits and she begins to rub her skin. Have you ever had the privilege of sitting very idly and rubbing your skin? I'm going to tell you something, and I'm sure after I say this, you will try it before the night is done. I was sitting in the living room, and Bunny said to me, he said, when is the last time you took your finger and rubbed your nose on this side? And I said, why will I do that? He said, you should do it. And I said, why? He said, not doing it for doing it, you know. I want you to do it and then smell your finger after and see how it will smell. Immediately I did that because that was the instruction. And I will be shocked to find out what the result will be. I'm sure before the night is done, you will try the same. I'm sure. Mother Parvati begins to rub the muck of her skin. And the muck, the silk begins to come out of her skin. Idly she sits there. And taking this silk, she begins to mold it into a little putli. What is a putli? Every little girl, her most favorite toy, 99.9% of the time, is a little doll, isn't it? Mother Parvati, actually there are some boys too. Mother Parvati, she molds this muck and she makes this little putli. And just as we have done Pratishta, using her drishti, using her power, using her energy, she invokes life into that little doll. Using the power that we possess, we invoke life into the emblems that we worship, the pictures and the murtis. Using the energy that we have, we energize the parsad and the panchamrit and all of the oblations that is offered. So that every being who drinks and eats of this, they become energized because we have energized it by placing it in a vessel that contracts or holds energy, the brass. And it is why all of these things are used scripturally. And so, invoking life into the little doll manifests into a little boy. The little boy bows immediately to the feet of his mother. Mata, he is calling her. Mata. When is the last time you bowed to the feet of your mother? Without being told to. When is the last time you hugged your mother and said, Ma, I love you? When is the last time you bought a gift for your mother? When your mother done that, you know what color she liked to wear. Everybody fighting to buy a dress to put on for her for the funeral. And when the poor lady living, she wearing a dress with a big hole. Wiping her skin with a towel that's see-through. It's so old. It's old like me. Am I see-through, by the way? And so, Mother Parvati, as her son bows to her feet, what will happen? He's bowing to her. माँ तेरी ममता कितनी प्यारी, कितना प्यारी जगाती है, कितना प्यारी जगाती है। माँ तेरी ममता कितनी प्यारी, कितना प्यार जगाते हैं, कितना प्यार जगाते हैं। श्वास श्वास की रक्षा करती हो, श्वास श्वास की रक्षा करती हो, पग पग प्राण बजाती है, कितना प्यारी जगाती है। माँ तेरी ममता कितनी प्यारी, कितना प्यारी जगाती है, कितना प्यारी जगाती है। माँ, tell me, what can I do for you? What can I do for you? Ma, the child is asking. When is the last time you offered your mother to assist her? Ma, what can I do for you? Actually, the minute mother asks, is like a needle is being stuck into your ear. Oh God, I'll do it. Actually, she gives the instruction with the hope that you will do it. And she has to end up doing it for herself. Mother will call you 1,000,000 times for something that pertains to you. And I don't know if it is lazy or what it is. We will ignore that call. We will take it for granted. I want to tell you tonight that the best friend that you could ever have in this world or in this lifetime is that person who is called Ma. In your most darkest moments, she's a ray of light. In your most troubled time, when your boat sits on murky, rough waters, she's the one who holds that boat stably to ensure that you, her child, don't fall off. She's the one who will come and hug you in the night and say, don't worry, this too will pass. This too will go away just as it came. Be strong, be strong. And so, bowing to the feet of his mother, tell me, Ma, what can I do? She says, oh son, left all alone here, I wish to take a bath, I wish to bathe. And so there is no other being here. Maybe you can protect me. Why not stand at the door? Why not stand at the door? Ever leave a man by the door as a security guard and he abandoned his post? Ever left somebody to stand guard and when you look for them, you can't find them? And maybe he has something more important to do than what you have instructed him to do. And so leaving her son at the gate, at the door, what will happen? She goes into her cave. She doesn't have a bathroom with hot and cold water like us. Actually, in 2020, we have a bathroom with hot and cold water and we're still lazy to bathe. Isn't life strange? Don't we just behave very confused? In 2020, the washing machine washing the clothes, but you behave as though you have to scrub it in a scrubbing board. You prefer to wear the nasty clothes than to wash it. Cleanliness is next to, and that has nothing to do with our religion or any religion that you belong to. That is general. Cleanliness is next to godliness. And before you could become spiritual and before you could become godlike, you have to become human-like first. Before you could become divine, you have to learn to overcome the challenges of being ordinary. And so, placing him there, she goes into her cave. But as Mother Parvati enters into her cave, a thought comes to her mind. What thought will come to her mind? The thought that comes to the mind of Mother Parvati, I left my son by the gate, but I didn't leave him any protection. I left no protection to him. If any negative forces were to enter into Kailash, then he is unprotected. What protection can we give to our children? How can we protect our children? If you are not there physically, how equipped are your children to make decisions or to think on their own? Have you taught them how to react and how not to react? In the age that we live in, I think it is about the most disrespectful young children we have ever seen in the entire creation. We could find them in this age that we live in now. In the day that I grew up in, which was not very long ago, before this generation, your mother and father just have to watch you and you'll faint away. Now, a mother and father look at their child and the child says, so what, something in your eye? And the children look at you so disrespectful that now mother and father, they're afraid of their children. I always say, and everybody laugh and they think it is a joke, but I have tasted every single instrument and article that the house could have. Mop handle, broom handle, pot spoon, culchul, dabla, name it. I get licks with everything. And sometimes my mother still say to me, I know what it is you want. Sometimes. She goes, Mata Parvati, and close by to where her son is standing, she finds a dandi. A dandi is a stick. And she gives him this rod, this stick in his hand, and she says, oh son, if any negative force is trying to enter, use this stick as your protection. She goes to bed again. And then her next thought comes to her mind. And what comes to her mind? My son is by the gate. I gave him protection, but I didn't give him food. What will he eat? For those who have brothers, especially the sisters, the girls, they'll be able to tell you that mothers love their sons. And whether what you do, mothers will provide for their daughters, you know, but mothers will go out of their way for their sons. And that's a fact. It is a fact. I don't know if there is more than one son than which son the mother would like the most. I have an elder brother and I think my mother likes him a little more than me. I'm seeing her on and I'm seeing him on too. But I'm not sure which one. Because when my mother is in my brother's company, she says, I like you the most. When she's in my company, she says, I like you the most. And then when I think that I could use that on him and be above him, he says to me, well, she said the same thing to me. And then none of us know where we lie really when it comes to love. She gives him a bowl of laddu. And giving him this bowl of laddu, a whole bowl. Would you be able to eat a whole bowl of food, Ari? Would you be able to eat a whole bowl of laddu, maybe 100 and eat? And she gives him this whole bowl of laddu. And he's holding his bowl, and he's holding his stick. And Mata Parvati goes to bed. But while showering, what will happen? Something happens. Om Namah Shivaya, Hari Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Hari Om Namah Shivaya. Lord Shiva comes. And as Lord Shiva is about to enter into his own home, standing at the gate, standing at the door, he's about to enter. And the little boy with the dandi stands in front of the door and he says, listen, who are you and where do you think you are going? You cannot enter. This is my mother's home. And she has said to me, do not allow anybody to enter. And so you cannot enter. What if one day you come and somebody is standing by the gate down there and they say you can't enter? What will you do? What will you do? Well, I know how Ari will react. Ashish, what you will do? I know how you will react too. Because you'll say, hold on, let me make a phone call. I know. That's exactly what he will do. Let me find out. Hold on. Lord Shiva says, your mother placed you here. Who is your mother? My mother's name is Ma. Ever asked a little child, what's your mother's name? And they say, Mommy. What's your father's name? Daddy. Where you living? Home. Which part home is? Over there. Where is over there? Quite so. And the child gives all the answers that will make you laugh. Lord Shiva is inquiring, who is your father? Who is your mother? And the little child says, I was not placed here to answer questions. I was placed here to protect. If we remember what our duty is, then life will become smooth sailing. If we remember what our real purpose is, then life becomes smooth sailing. But along the journey of life, we become lost. And we lust. We become lost because we lust. We lust after the things of the world that we wish that we could have, while we forget to be grateful for what we really have. And so, Lord Shiva tries to move him. Move away, or I will move you. And so the little boy starts to smile. He says, move me? The little boy is saying, move me? Do you really think that you could move me? And Lord Shiva says, look at what I will do. He summons Nandi, and Nandi is a bull. Nandi is a bull, mighty and powerful. And he says, Nandi, move him. Nandi, who is powerful like a bull. Ever see the bull get mad, Hari? Maybe tonight you should go on Google and see how a mad bull reacts. The only way that you are able to tame a mad bull is, you know how? Not by holding him by his tail or putting a rope on his neck, you know. The only way that you tame a mad bull is by bowing his nose. And when you bow the nose, you tie the rope on the nose of the bull. So that when the bull begins to behave bad or in a way that you can't control him, when you tug on the nose of the bull, because of the pain that he feels, he is forced to calm himself. He is forced to calm himself. And so, Nandi, who is so mighty, so powerful, Nandi can't move this little boy. Lord Shiva summons the whole army of Ganas. Go, move him. And they are unable to move him. Lord Shiva himself goes and tries to move this little child. You ever tried to move something that looked very small, but when you try to lift it, it is very heavy? Ever watch somebody who looking small and light and try to lift them up and you can't make? But thank God nobody ever tried to lift me up, because they'll be in real trouble. It's evident. Trying to shake this child, they couldn't move this child. And so as Lord Shiva went and he talked to the child became upset, he became angry. And out of his anger, he took his dandi, his stick, and he struck Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva, as his anger got the better of him, Lord Shiva took his Trishul and sent it in the direction of the child. The head fell in one direction, and the body fell in the other. He goes and he sits on his seat as though he has done nothing. Ever do some mischief, and then quietly you go back to your room, or as though you have done nothing? As children, when we were growing up, we didn't do too much mischief, really. We will go to the klim pan and eat a spoon of klim. We'll go to the Milo pan and eat a spoon of Milo. And I think every child would have done that. We would go to the condensed milk and eat condensed milk and bread, condensed milk and roti, condensed milk and cricks. We'll eat condensed milk and finger. Have you ever eaten that? Growing up. But wickedness, we would all do. And then when mother says, where is the condensed milk? You say, I don't know. And so, sitting as though nothing has happened, Mother Parvati, after showering, she goes in search of her child. She finds her son lifeless on the ground. She begins to scream, she begins to cry. And the cry is no ordinary cry. Lord Shiva could feel the emotion in her screams. Have you ever felt the emotion in somebody's situation? Just by the way they deliver it to you? You ever feel sorry for somebody who tell you a whole story that is one big lie? And you feel so sorry for them that you could take up your whole house and your everything and give it to them. And then you realize, well, she's screaming, she's crying. Lord Shiva rushes. Seeing her, he says, what seems to be the matter? And Mother Parvati says, somebody destroyed my child. Lord Shiva is not admitting what he has done. He says, don't worry, we will bring him back to life. He is not admitting what he has done. He's saying, we will bring him back to life, don't worry. Sometimes moving on is not important, but admitting that we are not perfect and so we all falter is what is important. And all of us, we falter. Nobody is free from that. We all falter from time to time, and that's part of being a human being. It's okay to falter, because out of that you learn. It makes you an experienced being. And so, Mother Parvati, she listens to what Lord Shiva is saying. And so Lord Shiva summons his gunners, go in the northern direction. Find any newborn whose mother is sleeping with her back towards the newborn baby, and bring the head of that baby. No good mother will sleep with her back towards especially her newborn child. Do you know there are children who have grown into adults could hardly fit in the mother and father bed and still sleeping between mother and father? Do you know there are children till today in Form 1 and 2 and 3, and you will swear that they are, what's the word? They're real macho ones. And when they're home, thank God nobody could see, they're still sucking their finger. They still have their finger in their mouth. Thank God nobody could see. And so, Mother Parvati goes and she sits. The only thing that they could find is an elephant. The only animal that they could find or being that they could find is an elephant. Where she is sleeping with her back towards her newborn baby. And they bring the head of the elephant and place it onto the body. Lord Shiva summons Mother Parvati, come quickly, your son is brought back to life, come quickly and see. And when she comes, she sees the elephant head. What happens? Bolo Kali Bhavani Amme Ma, Bolo Kali Bhavani Amme Ma, Bolo Kali Bhavani Amme Ma, Bolo Kali Bhavani Amme Ma. She turns into Kali. From gold, from white, she becomes black in color. Her anger turns her into dark. When we become angry, our mind, our thinking becomes dark. And so once our thinking becomes dark, then our reactions and our actions depict this darkness. I have always said, and I will always say, it is better to be dark and class to be ugly on the outside than to be fair and dark and ugly on the inside. The color of your skin doesn't depict who and what you are. It's the way you live and the way you choose to react to the situations. I always say that God only created one race, the human race. And we have decided to class and segregate and hate and confuse ourselves by thinking that we are better and others are worse. We are all God's children, and from God we came, and to God we will return. When God sends the rain, He doesn't say only rain for Christians or only rain for Muslims or only. He says rain for my children so that they will all have water to drink. I bless all my children. And so Mother Parvati, turning into Kali, she begins to dance the dance of destruction, and the earth begins to shake. Dum, 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 durega, dum, 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 durega, dum, 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 durega, dum, 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 durega. The Devatas become frightened. Ever did something and you're afraid of what your mother and father's reaction will be? Every child, at some point, we did something that forced us to be frightened of what the reaction of our mother and father will be. If you have to choose a mother and a father for your next birth, who will you choose? Who will you choose? Don't answer. Think about it. Who will you choose? Of all the people I have met in my whole lifetime so far, I have already chosen. Who will you choose? I have not only chosen, I have said. Who will you choose? Mother Parvati becomes upset. And becoming upset, seeing this elephant head, she says, every being who sees my son, the first thing they're going to see is this elephant head. You know, there are a million good things for people to see about us. But the minute they look at us, they look to find a fault with us. You spend the whole day by the hairdresser. Comb up your hair. And when you come home, you so expect somebody to say something nice to you about your hair. Or maybe you expect, actually no, anything you have to do, you have to spend the whole day, even your nail too. If you go to do your nail, you have to spend the whole day because now is a new thing that they have to put on the machine to dry it. And what's it called? What is it called? Acrylic. A new thing, and you have to spend the whole day and push your hand in the machine and let the fans work. And you know there are wives that will go and spend half day, sit down under the fan with their fingers skin up, so like, and their husband never even noticed that something different about their nail, or never even noticed that something different about their hair. And days after, the wife will say, well, you didn't see her do my nail, and the husband will say, I would have known you do it. And the wife say, how? Well, when I get the credit card slip, I would have known you went and you do it. And the wife said, well, I only do these things to make you happy, to look nice for you. And the husband say, okay. Acha. Mother Parvati becomes mad. And she says, every being who sees my son, all they will see is the elephant head. All Devatas come to that place, knowing that Mother Parvati is upset and in trouble. When you have trouble, who will come? When you have trouble, who will come? Who will come? Think about the day that we are living in now. The minute somebody hears that somebody in your house died, here going is COVID. Poor lady dead home with a heart attack, Me ain't going. She dead with COVID, and if I go dead with COVID. Well, I have news for you. Whether way you go dead anyway. Mightn't be COVID, but you're sure to death. Because the reality, the whole kahani or story of life is that whether what you eat, or whether what you drink, or whether what you wear, or whether what your status is, there is a date all of us, we will die. And while there are many things uncertain about life, the only certain thing is you will die. That's why you see me, I laugh every day. I have no going out clothes and home clothes, and I wear going out clothes and home clothes home. And anywhere I go in, I ready to go. One day, actually for my birthday, I got a gift. And the gift was 2 short pants. And I looked at it and I said, short pants? And they say, yeah, well, you only wear in short pants. And anyway, you go in with the same pants all over. And so we bought you short pants so that you could put it on new ones. Open up your wardrobe, Ari, and start wearing like you're mad. Put on the shalwar home in the house. Sundar Kapra. The style now is a jeans with a big hole. That's the style. You get in a condition, live and alive. Shorter and smaller the clothes, bigger the price. Lesser the cloth, more expensive it is. And it's a brand name, huh? Mother Parvati says, I'm disappointed. Everybody will see this elephant head and they will laugh at my son. And so, Lord Shiva, you have caused hurt and pain to me. And not only to me, but to my son. All devatas, they place their hands together. Don't worry. We'll bless your son. We'll bless your son that he'll be Pratama Puj, the first to be worshipped. We bless your son, he'll be Vigna Vinasham, the remover of all obstacles. We bless your son, he'll be called Lambodhara, the God of the entire universe. Mother Parvati says, those who know him and know what he is about will understand this, but the ordinary mind will make a mockery out of him. Do you know the ordinary mind will make a mockery out of anything and everything? And do you know the God-realized mind learns to appreciate anything and everything? And so Mother Parvati, hearing this, she becomes calm. Lord Shiva says, we will name him Ganesh. He will be the head of the Ganas. This group that serve me, they will worship him. And so we will name him Ganesh. And so now, having the elephant head and having existence, from tomorrow evening we would listen to the Leelas of this Ganesh, the divine son of Mata Parvati and Lord Shiva. Ganesha Bhagavani ki jai.